Hey everyone, and welcome to 1.21 Jigowatts. I am Peter, that is Connor, and this is our weekly trailer talk show where we talk about some of the week's biggest movie trailers, give our thoughts on them, and at the end of the show, we'll pick our favourite of the week. So that's what we're going to do. We've got quite a number this week, actually. Goes to 2, 4, 6, 8, we've got 10.
11?
10, 11, something in that range. There you go. They're not numbered, so I just had to kind of eyeball it. But
11.
11, there you go. So we got 11 trailers this week. Mix of stuff. Interestingly, no clear headliner, I don't think. Arguably, but we'll work our way through, and we'll see what's on offer. So, starting up this week, we have arguably the highest profile in terms of the trailers that came out this week, and that is Mary, Queen of Scots, which is Saoirse Ronan and Margot Robbie.
Yes, because that's what you want. When you got a Scottish Queen and an English Queen, let's cast the Irish and Australian.
That's a fair point, which did occur to me. And to be fair to Saoirse Ronan, her accent was not half bad.
No, it's not bad. I can't really. I'm just being facetious.
Yeah, they couldn't just cast a Scottish person and an English person. No, it had to be. I mean, Karen Gillan's available. She's there somewhere.
Yeah, she is.
But hey, I'm not sure how to feel about this. It's kind of like, it's one of those things where, okay, maybe it could like scratch that Braveheart itch, maybe, but it's, I don't
see it doing that.
Yeah, I don't either. It feels more like it's going to be more about the drama, and honestly, like, stories set in this time period for me are very quick to lose me. They're very quick to sort of just suck the life out of me and leave me begging for mercy.
I don't feel that way. I can tell you that.
It looks like there's a lot of high production value, so I'll give them that.
Yeah. Bound to be good acting with the pair of them.
Bound to be good, yes. But I don't know. Like, it's the sort of thing where if it gets a good buzz when it comes out, maybe I could be tempted because, oh no, it's so well done and performed and directed and the pacing is good and whatever, that I'll be tempted. But right now, I'm just seeing a film that is well done, but not something that is at all for my tastes.
That's fair. I mean, I might watch it. I mean, like you say though, it's very much focusing about the relationship between them. That's all the text that pops up is all about.
Oh yeah, it's two sisters go to war. They hate each other, and
it's all about their friendship and how it fell apart.
Yeah.
Which I assume it'll be mostly about that side of things rather than any of the the battles or anything like that. Although of course that they will feature, I'm sure, in some capacity.
Yes. So, it's just whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good for what it is, though. I can't deny it.
I feel like people coming to me for the hot takes on this because it's, Queen of Scots, but I don't really have one. It's just, that's what it is. It's fine. Although, interestingly that, like Braveheart, we've got an Australian in a lead role, but this time not the Scottish person.
So there's a little switcheroo.
Yes, this time the Longshanks is the.
I did very much notice though that it's December. You can see what they're targeting, can't you? With the awards.
Oh right, okay. I was like, is there some Scottish holiday in December that I'm supposed to know about that that I'm blanking on here? What? December?
Kind of wish there was, because that would have been funnier.
It would have been funnier. But no, awards, yeah, right. Yeah, that's what they're banking on. They want awards buzz for this. If nothing else, I can tell you the set design and the costumes and the makeup are probably going to be gunning for this movie.
Yeah. Performances are likely, given the pair of them.
It depends. It's one of these things where, like, we can go into it expecting that, but it's like such an Oscar baity thing that maybe it'll backfire, and they just
maybe. I mean, it happens. But if it sticks the landing, I think it's surefire in nominations.
Sure. All right, that's Mary, Queen of Scots. Very big, very grandiose, very sort of chamber. It's almost like it would be a chamber drama, but they've got the budget to have a lot of big open castles and spaces and pretty wide visuals. So next up, we get a sequel to Goosebumps 2, the sequel to the first one, obviously. And I didn't really know anything about the second one. I'd seen the first one casually, like a year after it came out. I barely remember a thing about it. I don't remember it being bad. It was fine, but it was what it was.
I had a lot of fun with that first one. It was very much a Goosebumps greatest hits.
But I had no attachment to Goosebumps as a as a thing.
Yeah.
Even though it feels like the sort of thing I should have been into as a kid, I just never was for whatever reason.
It was totally my thing.
But what I was surprised at in this trailer for the sequel is that none of the cast seemed to be back.
No, they don't.
I
think especially surprising from after like Jack Black and stuff.
Yeah, I was really expecting Jack Black and then the teens from the first one. Instead, it's these new like sort of middle schoolers who like discover like the this one book.
Yeah, the house from the first one, it's all decrepit, run down.
Yeah, so I can maybe see there been a cameo from like Jack Black eventually, maybe, but certainly they're not advertising him as being a main part of the film in this.
No, they're not.
So
I've seen popping up at the end.
Yeah.
But...
So yeah, I'm surprised, and it's funny because he's in the the house with the clock in its walls this year, which has got a very similar tone.
Feels like Goosebumps. Yeah,
it's a very similar tone to Goosebumps, which is why it's weird that he's not in this, but he's in that.
Yeah.
But it looks like a kids movie. It's it's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not expecting as much as I did in the first one because I went in with pretty low expectations and had a blast personally.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I feel like just going in with a new cast, it feels like it's very much what I expected from a sequel in the early 90s, maybe, of just hey, it's kind of the same thing again, just with a different cast. Because that's what it looks like. It looks like, oh, we're doing greatest hits again. All the monsters are out again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we just did that though.
Yeah, with Sid the Dummy from the hit television show Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
He's a very similar dummy to Sid the Dummy. Come on now.
Yeah, no, I'll give you it.
Yeah.
But still,
from the puppet show from season 1 for anyone curious. So yeah, it was a kids movie. Like I have nothing to add. It does look like a retread. And actually, here's one thing I particularly noticed that I thought was strange. I thought that the logo looked really cheap at the end.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
It looked like someone had taken the logo from the book in Photoshop and just put like a shadow on it and slapped it onto the screen.
I don't remember it looking like that for the first one.
Yeah, it's
maybe it does, and I'm just not remembering it. But
yeah, just something about it looked really cheap to me. It was bizarre. Next up, we got this is the third time we're talking about this movie, but the last two times we were so unclear as what the movie was still that I felt it was just imperative that we talked about this now full theatrical trailer for A Simple Favour, which once again we both wish the title was actually What Happened to Emily. Was that
Emily? Yeah. Every time it comes with What Happened to Emily, I'm like, why is this not the title?
Yeah.
And then it cuts into this other one and it's stylish, mirrored logo. I'm like, why?
Yeah, I don't get it. So this is the one with oh god, what's her face?
Anna Kendrick.
Well, not her. She's in it as well, but
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively, thank you. Who's the mysterious, like housewife with the son, who's very rich and famous, or not famous, but
which, for a start, I don't recall from the previous trailers that they had kids.
No, that's new information on this. Yes.
Yeah, which is a big driving part of this.
Yes, that's how they meet. Like, their kids both go to the same school or whatever, and they end up like, oh, let's have a play date with the kids, and then she befriends Blake Lively. And she's very enigmatic, very, very strange and mysterious. And then she asks for a simple favour, as the title would say, and then she disappears. And it's going. I'm going to be honest. So it turns into something of a thriller, and I actually kind of loved it. Come up saying from the dark side of Paul Feig, because he's done nothing but comedies up until this point. So from the dark side of Paul Feig. I love the idea that we could do the opposite. Like, let's say David Cronenberg did like a comedy. It's like from the light side of David Cronenberg.
It's a pretty great line, isn't it?
So that happens, and then it's like there's lots of like speculation about the husband, and the husband taking out like insurance on the wife before she went missing. And I'm going to be honest, I'm going to call the twist right now.
She ran away.
Well, that's not the part of the twist I'm going to call. I think Anna Kendrick and the husband were already having an affair before she meets Blake Lively.
Yeah, quite possibly, yeah.
That's my guess.
That's why she gets involved with her in the first place.
Because like all this is, it had this air of, maybe the husband's to blame, and then like they were dropping all these hints that maybe he did it because he had attractions to Anna Kendrick, and I'm wondering if we turn out that Blake Lively tries to befriend Anna Kendrick because she has suspicions of her, and
yeah, maybe.
I don't know. That's my guess based on this trailer. I don't know. The trailer it was pushing me in that direction, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just jumping the gun here. Maybe it'll be something completely different.
I can see it being that though.
Yeah. It feels like a slightly quirkier Gone Girl, but
I'm kind of into it.
I'm not against it. I wouldn't say I'm excited for it, but I have a curiosity.
Yeah, I think this trailer did a better job of actually telling me what to expect.
Yes.
And based on that, I'm like, okay, I could enjoy this. Whereas before, I'm like, well, it's Anna Kendrick, so I'll probably watch it, but it doesn't mean anything.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I do like the music they keep using for when the logo comes up.
is that the French music?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it keeps getting in my head.
Yeah. So no, it's got a good tone to it. I'll give it that. It's maybe Paul Feig redeem himself with this one.
Hey, maybe.
It'd be nice.
He's not talentless, so it's possible.
He's terrible at comedy, but maybe like because I mean I know Bridesmaids was pretty good, but that was written by Kristen Wiig and she was there on set. I think that's why that ended up being good. All of his other comedies that I've seen have pretty much sucked balls. So hopefully him not doing comedy leads to a better film.
It might help, yeah.
Next up, we've got a film called Extinction. This is the first of 3 Netflix movies that we got trailers for this week. So buckle in. This is Michael Pena, and it is an alien invasion movie, which has a really the first half of this trailer builds it as a conspiracy. Like he believes they're coming and he's seeing visions of them and no one believes him. And I thought, okay, so that's what the movie is. And then halfway through the trailer, they come. And then it turns into, no, it's actually the alien apocalypse, and we're running and we're screaming and we're trying to survive. And I'm like, okay, now the movie itself might actually be evenly distributed where, no, it's just the first half hour that's the first chunk. And then it turns into the apocalypse. It's the proper first act setup, and then the alien apocalypse. But the trailer makes it feel like it's completely 50-50, which is weird.
Yeah, based on the trailer, I'm a little concerned because it feels like there's 2 separate movies going on.
Yep, if it feels like it starts off as just they might be coming, we don't know if it's true or not, and then
which could be a great movie.
Which could be a great movie, and the ending could confirm or deny it, based on what happens, or leave it vague, whatever. I think it's okay if that's the last 5 minutes of the movie. It's just the chaos.
Yeah.
Right. But this just completely turns halfway through, and it turns into not just him, but his entire family, and unless it turns out that. It doesn't feel like it in the trailer, admittedly, but unless it turns out this is all visions he's having when he thinks it's going to happen.
No, you see the family looking at it and stuff.
And they're like, shit, you were right this whole time.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it looks alright, though, other than the weird pacing of the trailer.
Yeah. And Pena's a not bad actor. I mean, I like him more when he's being funny, admittedly, but, I mean, he could be...
Yeah, I think everyone does, don't they?
Yeah. So, we'll see. But it looks... Maybe worth it. Which actually reminds me, I was actually going to ask you if we should do another Netflix movie that went up recently. Which, for somehow, we didn't catch it before it came out. But I keep seeing it on Netflix. Tau, T-A-U.
Yeah, I've seen it a couple of times. It was one of those that I read the description. It sounded really generic and familiar. And I was like, I feel like we watched the trailer for this, but I don't remember it.
I don't think we did. And I like the sound of it. And every time it showed it, I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. I don't know. Maybe we'll do it. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But
we'll get some time, maybe.
But yeah, so that is Extinction. Next up, another Netflix movie. It's called The Package. This is a comedy. It's a teenage comedy with a group of teens who go out camping. And I'm not going to lie, I think this trailer fails because I wasn't actually entirely sure what he did.
Yeah, I know. And I think that's intentional. They were like, oh, it's so bad, we're not even showing it you yet. That's one of the captions that comes up, right?
Yeah, but so he cuts off his dick, right? One of the guys, whilst he's drunk and he's peeing, he cuts off his dick. And that's why it's called The Package. Because I was actually questioning by the end of the trailer, why is it called The Package? And I had to actually go back and look at the moment where he does it again, and sort of like, oh, he's peeing, so they're implying he's going to cut off his dick. But I don't think it was very clear the first time I watched it.
I think I just guessed that because I was like, well, he definitely cut something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if it was just a finger, they're not really going to be, making this big a deal out of it, right?
Yeah, and more to the point, this movie looks like garbage.
Absolutely.
It's painfully unfunny. I wanted all the characters to die immediately. I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, no, it's atrocious. There was there's a bit at the start, all the captions are coming up, and it's like, they went too far, they partied too hard, and it's just them drinking a couple of beers and throwing rocks at each other as this is coming up. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
did people forget how to party in the woods all of a sudden?
It looks really stupid. It looks like it's a really bad teen comedy. with people who think they're hilarious writing the script, but it's not funny at all.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
Yeah, I will be avoiding this like the plague. That is the package. Next up, we had one called Sierra Burgess as a Loser. This is also a Netflix movie. I remember this actually being in development. I remember talking about it in the news. And we've got Barb from Stranger Things, whose real name I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Which is the only reason that you remember it from the news, right?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I remember the name. The name's kind of memorable.
Yeah, fair enough.
But she's it's a high school sort of teen drama comedy where she is like the loser girl, as the title would imply. But you've got the popular, like skinny, like attractive girls who are making fun of her. And the plot of the movie seems to be that she, like this cute boy, accidentally gets her like messenger or number or whatever instead of the attractive popular girl, and starts messaging her, and she starts responding. So they kind of like drum up a romance when he thinks it's someone else.
As it points out, she catfishes him.
They openly talk about that, which, to be fair, I think was smart.
Yeah, I think it's a little weird though, because it kind of like seems in favor of doing it.
Maybe, I mean, the way because when they talk about it, like the friends like, you're catfishing. I was like, I know. She knows it's not a good thing.
Yeah. She's so weird where it goes so far with it that I'm like,
because I think the point is that we're going to be like, I mean, it's not going to be that tense because it's a teen drama, but like, the idea that the tension of like when he eventually finds out, that idea that you're digging yourself in deeper and deeper, and it's going to make it worse and worse.
Which, on that point, they really shouldn't have showed that moment in the trailer.
Oh, when he finally realizes it's her, yeah, that should not be in the trailer at all.
Yeah, because he sees the popular girl who's especially and talks to her, and she says something back, it's like, oh hey, your voice sounds different, and it's like, yeah, you shouldn't be showing us this in the trailer. Because
I think it was wise to show the Skype scene where she actually befriends the popular girl, and they end up sort of bonding.
And they do it together.
And she actually like sits in front of the laptop and Skype and mouths the words as Sierra's speaking. There's
a slight audio-visual delay.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny about this? I feel like 10 years ago I'd have bought this, but now Skype's actually much better than this, and I mean, we're on Skype right now. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it is fine. I mean, maybe if you have shitty internet,
I suppose. But I love that they're using crappy internet to cover up the fact that the audio is out of sync. It's great.
Yeah.
That actually made me laugh, just the concept of it. As for a teen movie, teen sort of romance drama, it looks fine. It looks kind of like, compared to that last one, the package, this looks completely inoffensive.
Oh, I could probably watch this and not get angry.
Yeah. But it's actually kind of nice to see the actress playing Barb getting a starring role. She actually looks like she can carry it.
Yeah. She
does. And you've got the stuff with the pretty girls. You know what? She's not a loser. She's actually not so bad. She's kind of nice. So she's going to befriend people. It's going to be a she's all that, or pick another one where the ugly duckling becomes the pretty girl. I don't know, whatever one. All these stupid teen movies, but it seems like it's
most of them, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be another one of those. It looks like a fine example of those, but nothing special necessarily.
Yeah.
So next up, Life Itself, which we may have had a teaser for at one point. But this is from the one of the writers behind This Is Us. Because maybe it was just in the news, but I remember joking that the title is actually very similar to This Is Us, just in concept.
Yeah. I remember the title, and I remember the This Is Us people and Oscar Isaac, but I don't remember ever seeing anything for it.
Yeah. So it may have not been the trailer, it may have just been in the news. But so we have Oscar Isaac with Olivia Wilde, and it seems to be like a movie with like three or four like different stories, and they might all interlink by the end, but they're separate stories where Oscar Isaac's dating Olivia Wilde, and he's trying to charm her and marry her. You've got the older gentleman, you've got Antonio Banderas has got a story, and you've got some teens I think who have a story, and it is a very kind of indie drama. Let's celebrate life and the awkward moments, and
it's This Is Us the movie.
It kind of is. And that's probably okay because people like that show, and I only watched one episode. It was very good. What I saw of it.
Yeah, it's clearly very well made and well written.
Yeah. So it seems to be the movie version of that with different characters, and that's okay.
Yeah, and a good cast, to be fair to it.
That's a very good cast. So no, can't fault it.
I don't remember seeing him in the trailer, but Sam Jackson's in there apparently.
Oh really? I never saw him in the trailer either, but that's cool. Next up, we got a trailer for Little Italy, which this is the sort of trailer that I would have most weeks just not put in here. And the only reason why I did, and it's not because of Chanel Number One. It's not.
I know why you did it.
It's not because of Emma Roberts, even though I love Emma Roberts. She's great, but it's still just a stupid rom-com that I would never watch. It looks like the most generic rom-com ever, right? It is everything about rom-coms that make your eyes roll. It's that movie. It's got the same stupid music, the same stupid tone.
I also want to point out, it's Romeo and Juliet as a rom-com.
Yes, it's just in Little Italy. It's just these two rival families. It's not like a serious rivalry. It's just families that don't like each other. You know, it's not like they're actually going to killing each other. They're not gangs or killing each other or anything like that.
No, but like it is full on. Obviously, because Romeo and Juliet was set in Italy, and then they even have the biting the thumb thing in the trailer. I'm like, okay, I get it.
It's rival like pizzerias, I think, or something like that. Like families who do have that. Alyssa Milano's in there. You know, nice to see her, I guess. But whatever. But the reason why I put this in is because at the end of the trailer, it came up with the name of the actor, the male lead.
Did you not tell as soon as you saw him?
I didn't know it was him.
Oh, you lucky bastard!
It came up at the end, Hayden Christensen, and I about fell out of my chair. I was like, "What? What?" And then I was paying attention to him, and I noticed a smile. I'm like, "Oh, I can kind of see it now. I can kind of see it in there."
I mean, all I will say then is credit to him that he clearly wasn't atrocious enough in this trailer that you could tell it was him.
Well, I mean, he can be terrible, and I can't tell. It's just that it's been at least 10 years since I've seen him. Like, he's aged at least a decade since I last saw him.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Possibly more than that. I never saw Jumper.
No, that's what I mean. 05 was Sith.
Sith, yeah.
And then, I saw Jumper. I think that was like 07, 08.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him in anything since Sith. He looks really different to me. Although, I do want to point out, though, that puts him at least, a decade older than Emma Roberts.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't know how old he is, to be fair.
Because she was still playing teens up until... Well, she was a teenager in a movie last year.
Right, he's 37.
Right, okay. And I imagine, is about 25 or something like
that. 27.
Okay.
So there's a solid decade.
Solid decade. All right. Oh, I was right. I was bang on the money.
Yeah, you were, actually. Lucky guess.
Don't get me wrong. Like, people that age can... Like, you know,
it's fine.
10 years is fine.
It's not that bad.
I guess what I'm saying is, though, it's just... I think the reason why I'm pointing it out is because I feel like, he was... I mean, not a star per se, but he was known, like, a long time ago. It's been over a decade since he was a known person, really.
Yeah.
Right?
To be fair, I think he looks not bad for almost 40.
Oh, yeah, he looks fine. He's fine, yeah. I mean... But I did a double take where it said Hayden Christensen. I was like, what? I didn't know it was him.
I think this is something where just because I've seen pictures of him at like conventions and stuff.
Because you've been keeping track. You keep tabs on all ex-Star Wars actors. That's what this is.
What this is I am a member of the subreddit prequel memes, which takes the piss out of many things using things from Star Wars prequels. It's glorious. I can't recommend it enough. And
honestly, I think they're limiting themselves by sticking to the prequels, but
no, because there's original memes and there's sequel memes. They're different subreddits, and they were at war once. There was a whole thing.
There's even too many subreddits. My God, there's too much Star Wars.
I know. Oh. Yeah, but not the point. But through these places, I've seen pictures of him in the last couple of years at conventions.
It's funny because obviously said the whole thing is that it's rival families, and she's like, "Oh no, my dad will kill me for sleeping with so and so's son," and all I could think was, "I'm a little disgusted you slept with Anakin Skywalker, to be honest." You can do better than this, Chanel.
Yeah.
But hey,
but the thing, I didn't think he was atrocious from this trailer. I didn't think it was a great trailer overall, but I didn't think he was particularly bad.
Oh well, no. I mean, I think this is a sort of movie where everyone's just—it's not serious acting from anyone, so it's just kind of, he's doing the role that he's supposed to be doing, okay, but it's not.
Yeah. I wonder how if he could be any better under a good director. I don't know.
I'm not willing to take that bullet, but
I don't know, me either. But I'm intrigued now.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the Miseducation of Cameron Post. This is Chloe Grace Moretz, who checks herself into a religious treatment sort of what would you call it? Not clinic, but maybe clinic. Cult. I don't think they would. I mean, obviously most cults don't refer to themselves as cults, but you know what I mean. So basically, she's gay, and she it doesn't actually tell us much before, because we just see that she signs herself in. We see that enough to know that she does it herself. So clearly, she either does feel ashamed at first herself, or she at least feels pressure from those around her to do something like this.
There are points where it's like, oh, so you're homosexual. And she's like, well, I mean, I wouldn't use that label.
Yeah, I wonder if she just was religious and then she became, she discovered her sexuality and she's kind of went from there. But
the not using that label to me made it sound like she didn't want to accept it. She was afraid of it, sort of thing.
Maybe, yeah.
So that,
that may be what the movie's really about more than anything else. But she's here and she obviously befriends the other people who are here, who are all gay characters of some capacity. And they're all kind of rebelling against this, the overlords of the religious rulers of this camp, and that's kind of the movie. And at one point she kind of skirts the question because the rest of them are all basically they don't have a choice, like their parents or whoever forced them here, whereas she's different because she actually did sign in.
Yeah.
I like the title. I think it's a good title for the movie, the Miseducation. Yeah, I like that. I think it looks alright.
Yeah, I've got very little to complain about. It's not like, oh, I need to see this, but it looks like a solid little drama.
It looks like it might go a little bit on the sappy side by the end. I could see it go down that path. But I like Chloe Grace Moretz. She's a really interesting actress, and obviously I first saw her in Kick-Ass when she's this over the top.
As most of us did.
Yeah, and I really like her in that movie because she owns that movie at like what 10, 11 years old, whatever she was when she made that.
Yeah, something like that.
And obviously since then she's been in some crap, and it's kind of like, okay, well it's kind of weird because she's trying to find her career now. She was in that one hit movie, and now it's like, what does she do now? And she's been in here and there, and she looks like she's holding her own in this. It looks like she's doing a good job. And
one of the review things that comes up saying it's a career best for her.
Yeah, in fact I think one of them even says it's like she returns in like a big way or something. I'm like, it's kind of weird she's returning. She's like, what, 19 maybe?
Yeah, maybe 20.
Yeah, maybe 20 at this point.
She can't be that old.
Yeah. About 20 because Kick-Ass was 8 years ago.
Let's have a look at this one. 21.
Oh, 21. Yeah, so it's a bit in that ballpark. Yeah. So do you know what's funny about that? It's funny that we met her as an actress when she was not even like a preteen yet. Like, I mean, well, she's preteen. I mean, I suppose
she was a preteen. Well, she wasn't a teen yet.
Well, arguably. Well, no. See, I think of preteen as just really being 11 and 12. I know. Arguably, everything before 13 is technically preteen, but you don't call a 5-year-old a preteen.
No, like a 10 to 12 is preteen, right?
Okay, sure. I mean, it's borderline, but whatever.
It's double digits, but not teen.
All right, fine. The point I'm making though is that we met her before she was actually a teenager. And now we're at the point where she's now the older person playing a teenager.
Yeah, it was. What was the one a few weeks ago where she was, she had a job and everything? I'm like,
oh, is it a Netflix movie?
I think it might have been. Yeah.
Yeah, she just got a new job.
She's ill. That's the one. Yeah, I think that Netflix movie actually came out last week.
It probably did. That's how Netflix works.
So that's something I did notice weird about those Netflix ones. Some of those were dated for like September.
Oh, they're getting bigger with their gaps.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's
the release windows.
Notice.
So I just think it's funny that we met her when she was younger than teenage, because we're so used to people who are older playing teenagers, and I think it's funny that she kept playing a teenager while she was a teenager, and is now still playing a teenager when she's she's 21, like most actors do. I just think that's really funny.
Yeah. So she played older and younger.
Yeah. So she's been playing the same age range for 8 years.
Yeah. When was Kick-Ass?
I wouldn't count Kick-Ass, but Kick-Ass 2, she was definitely playing a teenager. And that was 2012, I want to say.
Is that late? I thought it was maybe more like 10, but fair enough.
No, the first one was 10.
Oh, is that what I'm thinking? Sorry, I thought that was 08, but never mind.
No,
I'm 2 years off. Clearly, I'm just 2 years behind.
So 12-13 was Kick-Ass 2, so she's been playing a teenager since then.
Yeah.
Which, is...
Hey, make the most of it.
Yeah, I guess.
She's probably got a couple of years of it left in her.
Probably. So no, it's which by the way, seeing her like play roles where she's got a job, it really does make me feel old.
Weird, isn't it?
It's like, God damn it, you're a child actor, and now you're old enough to have a job.
I know.
What are you doing?
Like child actors should just quit acting so they don't make the rest of us feel bad.
Well, that's the thing though. Like childhood relatively only lasts so long. So to us, once you're already an adult, that period of time is not really that big chunk of your life, but
yeah.
Because like we say, 10 to 18 is only 8 years, but if I'm 18 when she's 10, and now I'm actually older than that, but like if I was, it's like all of a sudden that feels like, oh wait, when did all that time go?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But hey, so that looks okay. It looks like it's could get a little bit sappy, but you can see what it's trying to do. You can see the type of story it's going to be about. Celebrating their individuality and not being
not conforming.
Not conforming. Yeah. So, and as an atheist, I can get behind it, and regardless of what the core drive for it is.
No, fair enough.
So there you go. Next up, we had a trailer for Galveston, which what I thought was weird about this one is that this came from a good source. This was One Media's YouTube page, which has a lot of these trailers. But for some reason, it had subtitles for another language. French, probably, because France is the only place with a real estate right now. which is probably why it's got French subtitles. But this is Ellie Fanning, and it's a short trailer. It's like a minute teaser, and it's really dark and brooding. And you get was it Ben Foster, who is like this really brooding bad guy who's really up to, he seems to kidnap her, and there's a lot more going on. I actually got a description from IMDb that says he's a hitman.
Yeah.
Who a job went wrong, and he's back in the small town for revenge. And I'm wondering if he's kidnapping her for the revenge, or if there's more to it than that. But it did have style. That's why I kept it in here, because I feel like there's enough style in here that I think it's worth mentioning.
It does. It's a very short trailer. It's only like a minute long.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm glad you looked at the plot, because I probably couldn't have told you. It's a lot of just style and like moments and tone. And what's there is pretty good. It's interesting enough. But
I like when trailers do that. I don't necessarily need to know plot. Style and tone can often be enough for me. And I think
I like to know the intro of a plot. Like what's the type of movie here? Like I want a little bit.
Because it seems like, I think from the trailer you think he's maybe kidnapping this girl, maybe just for this is weird, but normal kidnapping reasons. But it seems to be there's maybe more of a motive that's got more of a backstory to it from the description.
Yeah.
But it looks interesting.
No, it does.
The style grabbed me. It's really stark, the style. So it looks like a nice dark thriller. So I'll be having an eye on that when it eventually releases everywhere else outside of France, because they're getting it first for some reason. Yeah. Which this take us on to the final trailer of the week. This is a New Zealand film. I like to put some of the weirder ones at the end. This is a New Zealander comedy called Mega Time Squad. And we do have the thick accents through and through. Casual C-bombs all over the place.
Yeah, can we talk about this pre-twist and post-twist?
Sure. I'll be honest, I'm not sure how much of pre-twist I remember, but you hit me with the pre-twist stuff.
I was really into all the pre-twist stuff. Like I was like, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty funny. I'm feeling this. All the comedy was really working for me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm down for it. And the guy's like, hey, can I have a gun? He's like, this ain't America. I'm not made of guns.
That was a funny line. Yeah. He's basically joining this crew who are going to rob places, and they get into trouble with this, or he gets into trouble with the head of the gang, and then it gets weird, and then the title makes sense. Is he gets a device that travels him in time. He sort of gets sucked into his watch, which is his device. And I think because of this, because he collects versions of himself, we end up with multiple versions of him.
Yeah.
And because one of the funniest lines after this is the love interest character, who I like the love interest a lot, because she's kind of she's not like a typical love interest. She's constantly telling him how much of a shithead he is, and that's really funny. But he's like, I don't want my gang to be all of me. I want my own gang. And she's like, this is literally your own gang. It's all you.
Yeah. Oh man, I love this trailer.
It was just pretty good. I had no idea. This is one of these things where when I clicked on it, I'm like, this might be one that I turn off after 10 seconds. Because sometimes I can tell if it's a student film or something like that. And I'm like, no, okay, we're not talking about this. But this was like, what is this? And, it was just kind of funny how she always belittles him. And he's kind of this squirmy loser who's not really good at anything. But then he gets this device, and it ends up that he's negotiating for the safe return of his duplicate. He's like, no, let myself go. He's holding the guy up at gunpoint or whatever. It looked kind of funny.
I'm down for this. I just like, yes, this looks like a blast. Like I said, even before the time travel army kind of cave into it, I was like, yeah, I want to check this out. This looks like a fun comedy. I'm down for it.
Yeah, I was wondering actually if you were, because you said you wanted to talk it pre and post the reveal of the time travel. I was wondering if you were going to say you were disappointed once they flipped it into shenanigans.
Oh, no. That just rocketed it up. I was like, because I was so feeling it. I was like, yeah, come on. And then you introduce this wacky, crazy concept into it, and I just love it more.
And the visual effect of him getting sucked into the watch is pretty,
Yeah,
ludicrous.
it's not bad, is it? It
Yeah.
like shrinks him almost.
So no, that's Mega Time Squad, which does lead us on to picking our favorite trailer of the week. So I guess we'll do that now. Let's be honest, it's probably Mega Time Squad.
It is Mega Time Squad.
Yeah, no, I think that's the one. I think Galveston, I think, was also pretty solid as a teaser. In terms of just what was a good trailer, not necessarily exciting as a movie, but it was a solid put together trailer. I think A Simple Favour was solid. I think Life itself was solid for what it was. And probably Miseducation of Cameron Post was a solid put together trailer. I would like to give Sarah Burgess a Loser a solid trailer statement, but I don't think I can because it reveals too much. I think it goes too far.
It's the same with Extinction, where that could be a really good movie. Like, it could be a great little hit for Netflix, but it's a bad trailer. Mary Queen of Scots is a pretty standard trailer, like what I'd expect from that. So it's not a great trailer, but it's very solid. It can't really criticize it too much.
And Little Italy, we can just nuke that from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
I'm okay with that.
So there you go. So Mega Time Squad, the New Zealand comedy, is the one we're going with. And I at no point in this show mistakenly called it Australia. So I want points. All you New Zealanders out there, I want points for respecting that New Zealand and Australia are separate places with distinct histories and wildlife and culture.
Basically the same, though, aren't they? Well, I mean, one of them gave me old moot ciders and one of them gave me Fosters. So clearly New Zealand is better.
I don't know. New Zealand are responsible for me having to sit through like 18 hours of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. So I have to hold a bit of a grudge.
I mean, I'll give you the Hobbit one. Lord of the Rings is a fantastic tourist advert. Just saying, but it definitely boosted their tourism, didn't it?
Oh, probably. Most probably. Especially since, it's like, oh, this is the actual Mount Doom in the movie. Come visit Mount Doom.
Yeah, go take a walk over where they walked.
Yeah. I ain't doing that. Still too many spiders and shit for me. And I also don't care about Lord of the Rings. It's fine. But hey, Mega Time Squad. That's the New Zealand movie I'm interested in.
That's the one, yeah.
That's the one. So hey, that is the trailer talk this week on 121. So by all means, let us know what your favourite trailer is. And of course, all the trailers the links are all in the description if you want to watch them yourself, as always. But so let us know what you thought of the trailers. Like and subscribe, all the usual stuff. If you want to do more than that in terms of support, you can go over to patreon.com/MailFuzzTV and you can support us over there. For a simple $1, you get some shows early. You also get access to 121 Extra and Almost Cancelled Extra, which alternate monthly as an extra discussion show based on either movies or TV. And then there's obviously other stuff at the higher tiers, which you can look into, including voting for certain movie podcast reviews and stuff like that. So go have a look at that stuff. But otherwise, that is us. So thank you very much for once again for watching or listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching movies, guys, and we'll see you next time.